The character bios for Sektor, Cyrax, and Noob Saibot have officially been added to the MK1 website. Let's go ahead and go through them. Alright, so to begin, we have my baby Bihan Noob Saibot. These all look so amazing, by the way. Like, look at these renders, oh my god. I would argue this is the best that they've ever looked, honestly. I love these designs so much, I adore them. But let's go ahead and go through these bios, starting with Bihan. So up here, we kind of have this little subtext that you can see as like the character's motive or purpose. So like for Cyrax, it's free will, for Sektor, it's perfection. So for Bihan, it is revolt, so like rebellion. So Noob Saibot, Bihan perfected. As Sub-Zero, Bihan was the Lin Kuei's ruthless grandmaster. He dreamed of making his clan a dominant force in Earthrealm, but Bihan and his dreams died at the hands of a godly Havik from another timeline. This Havik stole Bihan's soul, using it to create the perfect henchman, Noob Saibot. Like his creator, Noob Saibot is dedicated to fomenting anarchy. He will not rest until all forms of authority are eradicated. Okay, so pretty much what we could have expected, especially with the way Titan Havik is presenting his motive, creating this perfect vessel, I guess this perfect anarchist in a sense, this vessel to create chaos, that makes sense for the role of the Noob Saibot that he is creating. And we can kind of use a few hints here to try and guess as to what's happening in his corruption. Like this hand here, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but given the fact that it says a godly Titan Havik stole Bihan's soul, using it to create the perfect henchman, there is a sense in my mind that says that this could either be that Havik ripped off Bihan's arm or his hand in order to steal his soul in some way, maybe lining itself with like the chakras, maybe some sort of symbolism, but it also could be that Titan Havik ripped off one of his hands and gave that corruption and that chaos energy into that hand. Of course, they specify godly, so Havik does have these godly powers that probably would be strong enough to put into this hand and manifest into it, and then give it to Bihan like a talisman of sorts, like an item to grant him these arcane abilities. And then of course we have the green here and the green glowing from Saibot, which look at him, oh my god, okay. He's so unserious, like he's seriously posing up. He knows we were all gonna come here and see this. And then Bihan looks very, very good. Oh my god, this is my favorite Noob Saibot design ever. This one is pretty short, all things considered, and gives us more further solidification for the trailer of Chaos Reigns, where Bihan says that Titan Havik has perfected him, and he will do everything in his power to make everyone embrace chaos, as to him, it is the future. So this is really cool. I do like this a lot, but let's go ahead and look at Cyrax now. Hi Cyraxia, oh my god. Okay, so Free Will Cyrax. Again, very in tune with Cyrax prior to this. So free thinking Lin Kuei. So maybe, you know, Kuei was a little bit misdirected, didn't fully understand Cyrax the way he thought he did, saying that Cyrax was by all means going to be dedicated to Bihan, that her loyalty was absolute. With Sektor though, it might be another story. So Cyrax was born into the Zaki, one of the Lin Kuei's many sub-clans. Oh, I hope we get to learn about more of them, that would be really cool. For generations, it has maintained a quiet presence in Niger's Ayer Mountains, where it stands ready to defend Earthrealm. Okay, so there's layers here, there's layers to Earthrealm's protection. And the many sub-clans again, I really want to hear about these. Especially considering that Liu Kang crafted the Lin Kuei to be what he saw fit, at least partially. Obviously not entirely, just they were dedicated to Earthrealm's defense is what I mean. So even though Bihan took over, there's still all these other sub-clans and things that are maneuvering behind the scenes. So I'm very interested in seeing if we learn about that. A martial arts prodigy, Cyrax was the youngest Zaki to ever become an active Lin Kuei warrior. Okay, you go girl, you go girl. That success earned her an invitation to serve directly under Sektor. Cyrax seized the opportunity with her trademark vigor. But while her skills have endeared her Sektor, her independent streak has not. Despite Sektor's best efforts to break it, Cyrax's will remains untamed. She will serve the Lin Kuei on her terms, or not at all. Okay, so we love her for that. It's definitely in line with previous Cyrax, just in a different context of course, the MK1 story mode. And she's going to be put through events that have repercussions relating to the story we saw in the base game, right? So it's pretty much the same Cyrax in terms of motive, in terms of desires, and there is, if anything, there's going to be more elements here, like we get to see with the juicy chisme between her and Kuai Liang, which I will do a separate video on in the future. So let's go ahead and see Sektor. So Perfection Sektor, oh my god, so cool, so cool. Okay, so Master Armorer of the Lin Kuei. Again, we've known this since we had Bihan's ending in MK1. Sektor is the genius at the helm of creating, of course, the cyberized outfits, you know, as we'd expect. And so Sektor, you know, is probably very much so well renowned to Bihan for doing this, and granted Cyrax her robot armor, trusting her because she was endeared by her skills. How that changes in the story, we will find out, but we do know that that foundation does become a little rocky and does begin to crack a little bit as these characters' motives begin to clash. So let's go ahead and see the rest of Sektor's bio. Sektor grew up immersed in Lin Kuei culture. Her mother was a leading warrior. Her father was its master armorer. Okay, very cool, very cool. Sektor marveled at his flawless work, apprenticing with him. She eventually surpassed her father's skills. When he retired, she took his place. But Sektor also wanted to honor her mother's legacy. Now, her vast knowledge of weaponry and her formidable martial skills make Sektor a combatant like no other. Sensing Sektor was a kindred spirit, Sub-Zero shared... Sensing Sektor was a kindred spirit, Sub-Zero shared with her his grand vision for the Lin Kuei's future. She joined his efforts immediately. Okay, so yes, I mean, obviously we could have put this together with Sektor starting to work with him at the end of his tower ending, but I wouldn't doubt... Okay, we'll talk about it in a second. Now, Sub-Zero's most trusted lieutenant, okay, Sektor will force the Lin Kuei to evolve. Those who cannot change will be eliminated. So yes, the Cyber Initiative is going to come in full force. Or if not the Cyber Initiative just yet, the strong will to uphold this now, you know, selfish and I guess hungry for power Lin Kuei that will do anything in their ability to make the Lin Kuei the strongest it can be. As Bihan says in the newest trailer, rather be feared than respected. Cyrax has morals and Cyrax has her own will that she wants to uphold, and she will not let the Lin Kuei's motives change that for her. Whereas Sektor, their motive is to make the Lin Kuei the best it can be, and they admire Bihan because of that, and Bihan admires her because of that as well. I wouldn't say romance or anything, I'm not jumping the gun, but I do think that that bond and that trust for Bihan is probably something that's very important to him. Because Bihan just lost Kuai Liang, Bihan just changed his life entirely after decades. And so now having Sektor at the helm of the Lin Kuei alongside him with extremely similar motives and a similar drive to do his will, I'd imagine they do have a good relationship and a trust that Bihan might even use to, well, I wouldn't say use, but something that will make their motives shape around that, where their relationship and that trust is going to shape their, I guess, corrupt values and push it forward, resulting in things like Cyrax leaving the Lin Kuei, or Cyrax seeking not really comfort, but just trying to find the truth of the matter, try and actually break herself free from the Lin Kuei, and conversing with Kuai Liang will probably do some of that for her. Though we know there is misdirection from Cyrax and Kuai Liang both, just like how there's misdirection from Bihan and Sektor against Cyrax. There's a lot of threads woven together here that is creating a very dramatic and kind of intense situation, very similar to the Cyber Initiative, of course, before, but again, like I said, in a new context that can bring something out of these characters, their actions. What are they gonna do in these situations? That's what dictates a character's true morality. And especially with characters like Cyrax fighting Sektor, as we saw in today's trailer, there's going to be a huge clash in morality here. And I'm very excited to see that. Sektor is the Sektor we know. They are going to try and create the best and strongest Lin Kuei possible, and they take pride in that being the Master Armorer, especially with the praise from Bihan. So, damn, that, in the original Chaos Reigns trailer, I believe it was Sektor that said, "You sound like Bihan." And so it was Noob. So there's so much here, like Kuai Liang and Cyrax are going to have to mend their issues with each other if they can even understand each other on the same wavelength, given the breach in their lives that they have due to the controversy, I guess you could say, of Bihan and Kuai Liang separating from each other. And then Sektor is going to have to stomach Bihan turning into this undead, well, not really undead. I don't think Bi-Han actually dies here, but just this complete corrupted reflection of the Bi-Han she once knew. So both of these characters, both of our girlies, our cyber girlies, are going through some insane mental dilemmas here, and I'm very excited to see what happens with it. And that's not even mentioning the major rift that is right now creating itself between Sektor and Cyrax. And given that the first chapter starts in the wedding, of course, and we will see them work with Bi-Han when that begins, I wouldn't be surprised that Cyrax starts to doubt herself and doubt her decisions, or at least more so be true to herself and realize that her brain has been clouded by working with the Lin Kuei. And as she wants to separate herself from it, Sektor thinks that she is delusional, and that eventually results in their final fight. I'm here for this. I'm really excited to see how all these characters are going to interact. Again, with the Noob here, it's going to affect not only Kuai Liang, it's affecting Cyrax to whatever degree we will see, but it's for sure affecting Sektor as well. Two characters that have extreme bonds with Bi-Han, Sektor and Kuai, and of course Cyrax does too, but it does seem that Cyrax is probably going to be more willing to sacrifice that part of her life, again, free-thinking Lin Kuei, and it does also seem that Cyrax has a deeper relationship with Kuai opposed to Bi-Han. So, you know, Cyrax crumbs, I am here for it. But I will do a video breaking down the trailer probably, or might even do one completely separate just for Cyrax and Kuai Liang. But let me know what you guys want though. I will definitely do a trailer breakdown, but if you want me to do a video on just Cyrax and Kuai, or a video on like Sektor Bi-Han, or just another new video, I can try and cross-reference all these trailers and do that. But given what these BIOS have, that is what I have to say. I'm very happy with these. I'm actually really happy with these. I feel like with BIOS like Takeda's, which has grown on me, especially considering he's a new era character, just I do get scared with the changes they will make, but these two characters feel very true to themselves and feel like they are just themselves reborn in this new context, in Liu Kang's new era. So I love these. I actually adore these designs, and I'm really excited to see these stories unfold. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below. But the drama between Sektor Cyrax and then Noob Kuai, all of this, just chaos reigns. It's in the name. It's going to be chaotic. Oh, I didn't eat that, chat. I didn't eat that, but let's pretend I did. But it's going to be exciting. And I know that there's leaks. I've gotten comments about it already. I know like the leaks are out. There's a script leak out. Yeah, you know what else is out? Me from the closet. That doesn't mean that we need to talk about it nonstop. I'm not talking about these leaks. I'm going to enjoy this the way it is, and I'm going to indulge in the MK1 greatness. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching. Oh my god, Cyrax, I love these renders so much. Can I just, you guys want to like let this video get extended to about an hour and we just talk about these designs meticulously and I explain every single detail I love about them? Okay, so we're gonna do that starting now.